Hello everyone and welcome back to our last day of this Darkrai Giratina deck, whom Liam Williamson used to get top 4 at US Nationals. Serena Radu also got 11th place, I believe, with this list or something very similar. So congratulations to both of them. It's definitely a really nice deck. I genuinely believe that if we had not gotten so unlucky with the Trevenant decks, we might have even pulled off a perfect week here, but that's not the case. It looks like we're up against a mirror match, although water type, I do not know what water Pokemon my opponent might be using. Our starting hand is not ideal, and once again this Larios EX hasn't been useful at all week. It's actually Veltal, wow. So hasn't been useful at all week, and also with just the one muscle band, I generally do not know how useful it would be eventually, but what are you gonna do? So we start off pretty not ideally. I'm just playing the stadium simply because I want to draw more cards with Shaman. I'd love to find either a double Dragon Energy or a Darkness Energy potentially. I do find a Darkness. I even find a Float Stone. But who do I attach the energy to? Do I go straight for Giratina? What do I do here? I guess I do start powering up Giratina. And I pass. Now, my opponent probably... Well, we didn't see Gallade. Well, we didn't see fighting type, so maybe my opponent is not using any fighting type Pokemon. Seems like he didn't draw too well off of the end. And I wish Darkrai counted your opponent's Dark Energy as well. That would be pretty sick. But water type is probably just Seismitoad. So I top deck a double Dragon Energy. I guess I'll attach to Giratina. Now it's not looking very likely that we manage to attack with Darkrai right now. I would need to get really lucky with a Darkrai and get 2 max elixirs into play. And that's not the case. We do not even get 1 max elixir. And to top it all off, I actually get the Hydreigon, so this Floatstone could have gone somewhere else. Now, who do I want to take the damage? I guess I'm fine with Larios taking the damage. I'll bench the Hydreigon just because, and I'm gonna pass here. Now we're gonna have a difficult decision next turn between do I attach the double Dragon Energy? Do I attach the Darkness? Do I discard both? Do I end? Probably not gonna end, seeing how my opponent is currently drawing. But I'm using Sycamore instead. Yep. Top decking the Darkrai is also once again not ideal. I will remove the energy, I guess, and well, maybe attacking with Darkrai or with Giratina rather is not the worst idea ever. But it's now gonna have 5 energy. But I will limit my opponent's energy, right? So I guess that's fine. Getting rid of the Darkrai, not a fan of doing that. Definitely not a fan of doing that. I would have been a huge fan of finding a max elixir, but looks like we're not gonna be able to. We haven't found a single max elixir just yet. And okay, gonna retreat. Attack with Giratina, prevent any DCE, but he's gonna deal a ton of damage to me. He's generally going to deal a ton of damage. Best case scenario, he doesn't have a DCE or any energy to attack me with. Worst case scenario, he does and deals a ton of damage. If I could manage to power up Darkrai, that would be amazing. Okay, so my opponent didn't have energy. There's our victory. Very, very nice. And yeah, pretty quick match there. The end on turn 1 probably sealed the game more so than the matchup, as I mean, my opponent clearly didn't get a really good hand after the end, and because that match was so quick, we'll probably be doing another 3 games in this video. It seems like 3 games is a norm lately. Just so that we don't have like 10-minute videos. And yeah, so we're up against a multicolored deck, and as you can see, I am using the generation sleeves. I think they look really nice. And it's a nice change of pace. I didn't have too many different card sleeves in this account, so I'm happy to feature these brand new sleeves. You should definitely buy an Elite Trainer box if you haven't. This new one, the Generations Elite Trainer box, is really nice, and it even includes like extra booster packs and the promos, so the extra cost, I guess, is justified to an extent, especially because the Generations booster packs are more valuable than the regular ones. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Now, our start, okay-ish, I guess. Wow, we're up against a Dog Trio deck, so the lightning and the fire type probably evolutions, I would imagine. Most likely evolutions, but staring down a Hawlucha and a Dog Trio, or a Diglett rather, with your fighting weak Pokemon is definitely really scary. Definitely really scary. And he's using Shaman, so definitely a more standard-ish deck. I mean, even Latios could be considered here. Even Latios could be considered a good choice here. Definitely gonna focus on the Dragon type Pokemon this time around, and not on Darkrai. Maybe Baby Veltal as well. And yeah, my opponent is just flying through his deck, and there's AV, so it is a Dog Trio of Evolutions deck. Really interesting to see. So yeah, definitely have to focus on the Dragon type Pokemon. So if I play my stadium right now, which I don't think I should, how much HP? 50 HP, but I cannot retreat, because I could maybe take a KO on the Diglett if I went for Latios, attach the double dragon energy. Yeah, I actually can get a KO on the Diglett, so I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna get a KO on the Diglett, and I'm gonna sacrifice the stadium. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. And well, if Hoopa is available, oh no, never mind, because I still need to find a way to retreat Darkrai. Well, I'm still gonna try. I am still going to try. So with the Hoopa, oh, but I did, oh no, I didn't. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna find Latios, I'm gonna find Shaman, and I'm gonna find Giratina. Don't really need Hydreigon. For some reason I thought I had the retreat, but Darkrai is not a dragon type Pokemon. So there's Latios, there's Giratina. I'm gonna attach the energy to Latios, I'm gonna attach the Fine Fury Belt, and now the question is, do I Lysander up and go all in on this play? Because the only way I can retreat is by finding one of my 2 float stones, which seems quite risky. So I'm gonna save the Lysander for now. So yeah, I cannot AC and Lysander in the same turn. Therefore, I guess I'll just be happy with removing the energy. I can still attack the Hawlucha. I can definitely still do that. But the question is, do I want to? Yeah, I think I do. And I especially want to get rid of the Darkrai on the active slot. We'll promote the Latios, and I will deal 50 damage with Fast Raid. So, pretty weird that I'm attacking with Latios EX. Not gonna lie, that's really, really weird. But as you can see, we didn't have too much of a choice. If I had drawn the Float Stone, that would have been the absolute most perfect turn, because I could have used Lysander onto a Diglett and taken a KO. If for some reason my opponent doesn't evolve, which I'm guessing he will find out a trio right now, I could have taken a KO. But if somehow wow, he's gonna go Flareon. If he somehow whiffs on the Dugtrio, or if I find another Double Dragon Energy, then I can potentially KO the Dugtrio. Or he can simply attack me with Hawlucha. It's gonna deal 100 damage at least, and that's a lot of damage. I generally do not know how Dugtrio attacks, or how much damage Dugtrio deals actually. It does find the Karina. What does Dugtrio do? I have no clue. I guess we'll find out right now after this Karina. Yep. Okay, so Dugtrio. Oh, what? Why did it? Okay, I saw it dealt 60 damage. There we go. So 60 damage and deals 10 damage to its own bench. Right now, he would deal 80. Plus a strong energy, he would deal 100. But my Latios EX has 210 HP, so even a Dugtrio attack would not KO me, which is really nice. I definitely want to target the Hawlucha with my current attack, but the question is, do I power up Darkrai or do I power up Giratina? I guess Giratina is the right call because, yeah, Shaman can withstand an attack, but I'm gonna Sycamore here. I don't see any reason to end my opponent, and I guess I'll grab the other Darkrai and discard it. No, because maybe I will want to attack with it later on. Well, I'm gonna find Hydreigon so that I can free retreat. That's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, our Latios should be good here. Generally should be good. Now I do find 2 max elixirs, so max elixirs aren't too great now. I guess I'll remove the muscle band right now. It makes it even less likely that my opponent will be able to KO Latios. And I do find 1 energy. Now the question is, do I want to use another max elixir, or do I potentially save them for whenever I do decide to attack with Darkrai? I guess I'll save it for now. I'm just gonna fast raid. I mean, Hydreigon is another potential attacker. Definitely another potential attacker. The float zone is really nice so that we can potentially retreat Hoopa as well, or even Giratina. We'll see. My opponent needs to find a strong energy or a muscle band and a megaphone and a regular energy if it's not the strong energy in order to KO Latios. So Latios can potentially get another prize here if we find another Double Dragon Energy. Eventual effects of your opponent's attacks except damage. Okay, for some reason I thought Latios EX healed itself, but if I find the Double Dragon Energy, I think the right play would definitely be to go to attack with Giratina. I need to find a Double Dragon Energy. I cannot afford not to find one. But my Sycamore should be able to find the Double Dragon Energy. At least you would think so. So it's gonna deal 60 damage and 10 to each of his bench Pokemon, which are pretty big because that means Giratina EX will no longer need any muscle band in order to one-hit KO Shamans. And this will be my first Verse Seeker, so that's perfectly fine by me. Latios will not be KO'd. If I magically top deck a Double Dragon Energy, I can even AZ up the Latios, and yeah, there's the 10 damage, so that's pretty great. No magical top deck. Okay, I'm gonna place the Float Zone onto Hoopa. I'm gonna max elixir the energy onto Shaman so that I can free retreat. And then, because I do really need the Double Dragon Energy, I'm gonna Shaman first. There we go, perfect, absolutely perfect. So I can actually do the AC thing and simply heal up the Latios. I can simply do that to prevent any Lysander KOs. And now Giratina comes up, it can one-hit KO absolutely everything on my opponent's side of the field. I even have Lysander to end the game faster by KOing a Shaman. And yeah, we're in a pretty amazing position here. We're definitely in a pretty amazing position. Don't even need to find the Muscle Band to 1 KO Shamans. The trio deals 60 damage, not really important. No advantage from Flareon. And there's the victory. Sorry I'm yawning so much, guys. I've been sleeping okay. I do not know why. Right now in particular I am yawning a lot. We got a booster pack for our efforts. I think I have a ton of, well, not a ton, but I think I have quite a few booster packs in this account that I haven't even opened, because since I cannot trade anything, I cannot yeah, see, I have 4 of everything. Well, I have 1 tradable booster pack. I have 4 of everything, so there's no need for me to open the the booster packs, so I'm just accumulating all of them. If you would like to see an opening of all of the booster packs, maybe I can do that. As you can see, I'm accumulating a lot of coins, so maybe once the new set hits, I can do a humongous opening of everything, like the new Steam Siege booster packs, and then all of the other booster packs I have in reserve, if you will. And okay, so not an ideal hand, but not a terrible one either. Starting Shaman is not worst case scenario. Worst case scenario would have been starting Hoopa, but we can still salvage this. If we can somehow hit a Floatstone next turn, we could deal a ton of damage. I didn't get to see what my opponent is using, so yep, Night March. I was gonna guess Night March based on the Battle Compressor. So if we do the following: Ultra Ball into Giratina, net our 2 max elixirs, attach the Floatstone, and maybe top deck an AC. That would be incredible. Except, well, no. Only 2 Night Marchers, that's great. Wow, there's actually 3 Night Marchers in the discard pile, so that's pretty bad for my opponent. And I think the better play here is to start pressuring with something that's not Giratina and leave Giratina for the late game, perhaps? Not entirely sure. Depends on what else my opponent does. If he's not benching anything, he's actually discarding regular attackers. He's gonna be able to find a Shaman with that Ultra Ball, or that's, I would guess, the most likely scenario here. He'll play the Trainer's Mail first, and yeah, usually Night March turns are this way, and it's really no big deal. My turns will be a lot slower, and by keeping that Verse Seeker in his hand, he's gonna draw 1 less card off of Shaman. He actually discards a DCE. He actually goes for Mew, so I'm guessing he does run basic energy to bypass Giratina and potentially bypass Aegislash, but he opts to do nothing else. Okay, so I top deck Shaman. I think I'm gonna discard these 2 guys, and well, there's no Hoopa available to me, so I'm just gonna find Giratina. I'm just gonna go all in on this Giratina. I will bench it. I will use Max Elixir. I whiff, so never mind. No first turn attack, most likely. I could have used Shaman before the Max Elixir. You could make an argument for that. I could find another Max Elixir and my Floatstone, and we haven't used a supporter yet. There's a Floatstone. Can we find a Max Elixir off of this N? And should I go for another Pokemon? Probably not yet. Using the N, not ideal. No Max Elixir in sight. No Max Elixir inside. Can we find a Max Elixir? We cannot. Okay. So now I have to keep the Berserker. Would have loved to have the Ultra Ball, but I have no draw, as you can see. And I mean, my opponent probably doesn't KO me next turn. I'm not entirely sure. Once I attack with Giratina, I should be in a pretty good position here, especially because I have the Lysander. There's another Mew, there's a Stadium. So the end definitely helping out my opponent a little bit. The 3 Night Marchers in the discard pile really hurt him, and he attached a Fighting Fury Belt to Shaman. So he cannot attach a Flowstone. So the only way he can retreat is by either using AC or by attaching an energy, and that means no attack from my opponent this turn either, which is great. Now if I somehow find my Fighting Fury Belt this upcoming turn, I mean, even if my opponent KOs the active Pokemon, that's still perfectly fine. Him KOing Giratina EX is really unlikely, I would say. Oh, but he finds and he has Enhanced Hammer. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That Max Elixir whiff is going to be absolutely huge. It's going to be potentially game changing. There's another Shaman for 4 more cards. 1 DC in the discard pile is good, but I'm guessing my opponent, yeah, he has Puzzle of Time, obviously. So that's not a big deal to him. That Max Elixir, guys, that Max Elixir might be game changing. Because it set me back a whole turn. If I managed to attack, he could have removed the energy, yes, but then I had the replacement one in my hand, as you can see. But now I rely on the Max Elixir to be able to attack. It's not the end of the world though. Definitely not the end of the world. 5 Night Marchers in the discard pile. 5 Night Marchers in the discard pile. My opponent taking his sweet time with the Trainer's Mail decision. Really weird. Okay, so he keeps the Fighting Fury Belt. Don't know what else he was deciding upon. Maybe an AC. Maybe... well, no, AC is in the discard pile already. Maybe a Verse Seeker. He hasn't played any Verse Seekers. So that could be an issue as well. And if he KOs Shaman, then we would be in a lot of trouble. If he somehow KOs Shaman this turn, we will be in a lot of trouble. Okay, there's Puzzle of Time. Oh, he's gonna find a TCE and the AC potentially. He hasn't played a supporter yet. So that means, unless he's looking at the top 3 cards, which I really doubt. But that means I would need to find my other DCE. Nope, yeah, there's the AC, there's the energy. Man, that Enhanced Hammer and that Max Elixir miss generally might cost me the game. Generally could potentially cost me the game. I mean, I can Lysander something, Enhance Hammer, and attach an energy, but I'll still be in the same spot. I'll still need to hit a Max Elixir. Unless I promote Giratina. And I end my opponent. Yeah, no, I think Lysander is a better choice. Gonna promote Shaman. This is not good, guys. This is not good. Okay. I will bench the Yveltal. I will play the Enhanced Hammer. And I'm gonna Lysander up the Shaman once again. I do that because that means he cannot effectively attack me this turn unless he finds a Berserker for AC, which I'm guessing he does have. I would guess he does have it, but that means no Lysander, and the temptation of attacking with or taking a KO I think is really big. If he does that, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm generally perfectly fine with that. The Shamans for 1. Yeah, the Lysanders are gonna be key here. Really surprising he Shaman for 1 card. Escape Rope is in the discard pile. He has yet to play a Verse Seeker, so I mean, there's no way he doesn't use Verse Seeker, and there's no way out of 10 cards in his deck and 5 cards in his hand he doesn't have a Verse Seeker. There's no way, but he simply passes. Okay, so that Max Elixir top deck is incredible. I do hit the energy, so now we're gonna be able to do what I was planning on doing the previous turn. So I get to retreat, I get to promote Giratina, and I even get to Lysander up the Mew that has the double colorless energy. So unless my opponent runs basic energy, or he gets a turn of using Lysander and promoting something and me not being able to retreat, this could potentially be game. Now my hand is absolutely terrible, that's for sure, so the Lysander play is definitely viable, but he needs back-to-back Lysanders. Okay, and he's gonna Sycamore, that's perfect. He discards 3 more Night Marchers, so he probably does have basic energy, I would imagine. He should have basic energy. There's 6, 9, just enough Night Marchers to get the gear with Mew if he has the basic energy. If he doesn't, then this is game. And does he really not have Verse Seeker? He's down to 9 cards and he has not played a single Versus Seeker. That makes no sense. Maybe he thinks he doesn't need Verse Seeker, but he leaves the Mew to be KO'd, so now he cannot even do the Dimensional Valley basic energy Mew trick. So I don't get it. I generally do not get it. And I would guess this is it for my opponent. There's a Verse Seeker, there's a Lysander. Now if he Lysanders up Revoltol, yep. Okay, I cannot retreat yet, but I can take a KO still. I can take a KO. Now the issue is if he Lysanders up the Giratina and KOs me, so that's why I have to power up Darkrai so that I can potentially have another attacker, but I'm not drawing anything. anything. He can Lysander. He should well, if he Lysanders, he decks himself out. If he Lysanders, he decks himself out. If he uses N, he cannot attack, and there's a victory. So yeah, slow and steady wins the race, guys. Slow and steady wins the race. That's all from me, guys. Three games in one video, not too bad. Some really good matchups today, and this closes out Darkrai Giratina week. Next week we're gonna be featuring Psyguard Vileplume, one of the decks that did really well at the Japanese national tournament, winning in the junior division, and Tyler Ninomura was actually able to get top 32 at US Nationals with it as well. So I'm really excited to feature that deck. Should be a really nice change of pace. And that will be all from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for more TCG action. Thank you guys, and bye-bye.